Hey, welcome back to another video. In this video I've got a very nice new printer for you guys. This is a fully enclosed printer from Elegoo. This is the Centauri Carbon. I think people who are familiar with 3D printing, they know the brand and also the model. This is a very budget friendly printer. It only costs 299 euros. And for that price you get a lot of nice specs. So I really hope that this one will deliver. People who follow my channel, they know I did another budget friendly printer some time ago. It was the Artillery M1. And although I really like that printer and I was really enthusiastic, I think it lacked in the software department. So I really hope that this one will perform and will deliver. So let me name a few of the specs, but I will go through all of them in this video. This has got a brass hardened steel nozzle up to 320 degrees Celsius. So you can do abrasive materials. A heat bed up to 110 degrees. It's got a glass front and a glass top. It's got a single color, this one, but the new version, this one, should have also a port at the back for a multicolor option. Filament runout sensor, 4.3 inch touch panel at the front, USB port at the front, direct drive, CoreXY system, 500 millimeters a second speed. Let me see what more. It's got a camera built in, also a LED light. So if you want to do time lapses, you can do this using the camera. Let me see. I think it will have input shaping, but let's see in the initial boot. I think most of them, they will have this, so it starts vibrating and it will compensate for this. It's got some anti-vibration feet, so let's see if this works. And also this one, and I'm really curious about the amount of time we will need to do the initial setup, because this one's got an auto bed leveling, and the other ones, they also have this. But this has got a 121 point auto bed leveling. So it will be very accurate, but I think it will also take a lot more time. So let's see how long it will take for the initial setup. 3 lead screws. So it's a very, I think it's a stable system. And I think that's basically it for now. I think the rest we will handle in the video. So I've opened the box. Let me take out these ones. There's a user guide and also a user manual included with this printer. Then we've got the glass top. Here we go. So let me open up this one. It feels well built. This is the printer. You can see there's some tapes on here. On the top there's some foam. Let me see if I can take it out. I can. Oh, this is on the inside. I think I should have opened the door. So there's a box included. Let me see what's inside the box. The touch panel. The spool holder. I can mount it on the side. The power cable. And then some tools. Glue stick. A huge amount of PLA for testing. Some grease. USB stick. So I think that's basically it. So a few screws. Now let me remove these tapes. Let me see if I can open this one. Yes, I can. Let me remove this. Let me see how far it can open. Well, it's not bad, but I would have liked it to be open a little bit further. Let me remove this. Let me show you the machine up close. I will first start with the flexible sheet. This is the textured side. One is for PLA, TPU, ABS, PETG and carbon fiber. And the other side is the smooth side. It is still textured but very minimum. And this is optimized for PLA. So you do not want to print other filament types on this side, or you will have a hard time getting it off. This says B and this says A, so you can really see the difference. Now let me take you inside and I will show you around in the printer. On the back you can see a NEMA 17 stepper motor. This one is to raise the bed. It's got 3 linear rods and 3 lead screws. So this one is on the back, then front right and also front left. On the right side at the front you can see the built-in cam. So you can do time-lapse videos if you want. Over here at the back you get the brush to clean the nozzle, the poop chute, And it's got some beefy stepper motors on the back for the X and Y axes. So this one is on the right, and on the left you've got here one as well. So that's nice, so we can do rapid movements because of these larger stepper motors. And it's got an auxiliary fan on the back, which will blow out over here to cool the part during printing. This is nice. This is magnetically attached, so you can just easily remove it. There's a little connector, so you can just disconnect it, and then the fan is removed. Here you can see the nozzle. If you need to replace it, you can do so. One thing that I noticed, and I want to show you, I think they did a better job. Let me move you to here on this PTFE tube. It is still bended, but with some other machines I tested, this was really just too narrow. And it resulted in feeding of the filament. It had some issues with feeding the filament. And I think they did a better job. So let me put on the top cover. And let me move back inside so you can see it. Over here you can see it's got clearance. So it doesn't rub against the glass. So I think it's a better way than only printing these razors. So you can lift this. I think it's better than some of the other printers. Let me put this away. On the side of the printer, let me move this one. You can see the filament runout sensor. This can move because it will feed from the spool holder, which will be mounted here. Then on the back of the machine, you can see the poop chute, where it removes all the filament, the waste filament. And then over here, as I've mentioned, you can see a little connector, and this is for the multicolor option. Then you've got the power switch and also the power cable. Over here you can see the auxiliary fan. The belts run in front of the fans. So if you move the head, you can see the belt moving as well. Let me show you. And although it doesn't matter, I guess, I think it's a bit strange if you put it like this. And then this is the PTV tube which will feed in. Then on the other side there is nothing, so just a plain cover. And then on the front over here you can see the USB, so right in the middle. I do like this, better than on the sides I think. And over here you can mount the touch panel, this one. So next let's connect the touch panel, the LCD. Just gently pull on the cable so you got a little bit more clearance. And on the back of the LCD you can see this connector. It's got some indents on left and right side, so you can only do it one way. So let me put this one in. If you align it, then you can snap it in place like this. You can hear it click and it's locked in there. Now you can put these tabs in and then pull it down or push it down. So let me see, and now push it down and it's locked in place, as you can see. So now you can remove this one. Always nice to do so. Next let's connect the spool holder. Just a simple thing, put it in and then twist it, and now it's locked in place. I think they already made an improvement to this spool holder, because with the first models, when you pulled on here you could really see the side of the machine popping out quite a lot, and now you can still see it a little bit, but it's much more sturdy than the first models. So let's take out the screws. There are 3 in total. Just take them out to unlock the bed. Here we go. That's 1. That's 2. All 3 screws are removed, so I can raise the bed. So I think next up we are ready to turn on the machine and go through the initial setup. So let's turn on the machine for the first time. So we get the Elegoo logo. It's booting up, as you can see. So let's choose English. Confirm. The screws are removed. Confirm. There's no objects inside. Confirm. Let's start. The fan starts spinning. It's testing the fans. Now it's doing the input shaping. So we will start vibrating. Now you can see the head starts moving. So this is from left to right. Now you can hear it. You can hardly see it because it's moving so fast. But you can hear the noise. And once this is ready, left to right, it will go back and forth. Now you can see it will move to the front and to the back. And once this is ready, it will do the automatic bed leveling. It makes quite some noise, as you can hear. So this is ready. Now we will start doing the bed leveling. And it's a 121 point bed leveling, so this will take some time, I guess. So now it's ready. In total it took 22 minutes. So let's go through all the menu options. This is the first screen with some quick settings. So you can turn on and off the lights, you can turn on and off the Wi-Fi, you can set the nozzle temperature, the hot bed temperature and the fan. Then we've got the file menu. You can load some local files from the USB drive, and also history if you printed some files. You can raise and lower the Z height. You can move the X and Y axes. You can set the increments as well. You can home the machine. This is load and unload the filament. Then we've got the fan. You can turn on and off the auxiliary fan. Now it's on, now it's off. You can turn on and off the model fan. That's the fan on the head. And you've got a case fan, which also blows. And you can set the airflow in percentage, or also choose the settings. Then you've got brightness control, screen on and off. You can leave it always on or turn it off after a few minutes. Language selection, Z offset, log export, time zone settings, build plate options. So you can choose either the textured or the smooth. Let me go back. Then you can check for updates, reset factory, power loss recovery. So if it's printing and it loses power, there's an option for this that you can just continue. Filament detector, so that's the runout sensor. Network, you can choose your Wi-Fi network. Let me wait before I can continue. Then you've got the information, so you can see the name, the build volume, serial number, things like this. And the camera, you can see turn on and off the time-lapse option, and also see the recording list. And then you've got a calibration setting or menu, automatic leveling, PID tuning, input shaping, and one-click self-test. So these are all the menu options, and this is the current bed temperature. So I think it's a nice and clean menu. I like the image, and I think the resolution is more than enough. So I have connected everything to Elegoo Slicer. I have loaded some white PLA, and I will do a first print. This will be a Benchy, of course. This one is included in the files which are on the printer itself. So it will be optimized probably for the Elegoo Centauri Carbon. But let's see what it does. This one is a 15-minute Benchy, 15.5 minutes. So the first Benchy is ready, and at first glance it looks very nice. So I will take it off and I will show you this up close. But what I did notice, and I really like this, when you press the start button, so you want to start a print, with some printers you have to wait maybe 10 minutes before it actually starts printing. And this one feels very quick. And I can see it is because it says 15 minutes and 4 seconds printing time. And I recorded my video, it was 16 minutes and 42 seconds. So let's say roughly 1 minute and 40 seconds before it actually started printing. And I really like this. Let me take off the print. As you can see, it's still on the bed. I could already see this one, the perch line. It looks nice and squishy. So I think that's a good bed adhesion. Let me take this off. Let me see. It is really stuck on there. Here we go. So that's nice, having this smooth surface. And as you can see, it looks pretty nice at first glance, but I will move the camera. I will show you this up close so you can really see all the details, and I can compare it with another one that I printed on another machine. Let me show you this one up close. Yes, you can see a few lines over here. This one, the bottom infill, I think could be a little bit more. You can see this here. But again, for a 15-minute Benchy, only a little bit of stringing in the door. And this is a little bit rough, I have to say. But for the rest, top infill looks nice. This one looks nice. Chimney, also nice and straight, no blobs. The overhang looks okay. Also over here, you can see just a little bit, but not bad. Let me compare it to another one. Let me take one where I use the same filament, and you can see this one is a lot more rough. You can see these ones over here, where this is a lot smoother. You can see this over here. On this side doesn't look very nice. This looks better. The chimney, you can see some blobs over here, which you do not see over here. Also the top infill of this one, I think it's under extruded. Also over here you can see. And this one, I think looks much better. This one was from the Artillery M1. And this is the one from the Elegoo. Let me flip it. Here you can see the line again. Both of these have a little line, but this is more than this one. So you tell me what you think about this. Just let me know in the comment section if you feel this is okay for a 15-minute Benchy, or you think it's not okay. Let me know. So next up, let me do a first layer test to see how well the bed leveling is. So it is ready, the first layer test. It took 13 minutes and 28 seconds. Let me confirm. Let me take this off. And at first glance, if you take a look at it, it looks pretty nice. You can see some little high spots maybe, some little marks. But it looks, overall, it looks pretty clean. I will let it cool down for a few minutes, and then I will take it off. Let me peel it off. As you can see, it is in one piece. And I am pretty happy with this. This is the back side. You can see this is very, very nice. It's almost flawless. And the other side, where did I see? Over here. If you look very close, let me see if you can see it. You can see a little part which is a little bit under extruded. Let me see if I can rip it, and I cannot. So you can see I'm really pulling it on all sides, and it's stuck. So I am very happy with this result. Let me take the camera. Let me show you up close. This is the bottom side, and I think this looks pretty much flawless. The only thing I can see over here, if you look closely, a little bit on this side, a little bit under extruded, but that's the only thing. And if I flip it around, this is also pretty even. The layers are adhered nicely, so I can not rip it either way. And again, if you look closely, you can see over here, only on this area you can see a little bit. But for the rest, I think he did a pretty good job. So this is the initial calibration, or initial bed leveling I should say. And I think the result is very good. So this machine has automatic updates over the air, as you can see on the screen. There's a newer version. I can just press the update button. He will download it and install it. It might take a few minutes. It also explains the changes, so that's nice. And there we go. Now the software has been updated, so that also works without any issue. So next up I will do a stringing test, which I always do. So I will print 2 columns and the head will move between these columns left to right. And if the filament is moist or wet, or if the printer does not retract correctly, you will see these strings. Let me show you. This is an example of a wet filament and poor retraction. You can see there's a lot of stringing. And if you dry the filament or you have a better retraction, you can still see a little bit, but it's almost none compared to this one. So I will print this one using the Elegoo, and then let's see what it looks like when it's ready. So the print is ready. Let me show you this up close while it's still in the printer. You can see there are some strings, but only very minimal. So I think it really has done a pretty good job. Keep in mind this filament has not been dried in any way. So it's just out in the open. And both towers look very slick. And again, only minimal stringing. And here we go. Let me see if I can show you this up close. You can see some strings over here, also at the bottom. But it's just very minimal. If you compare it, for instance, to this one, you can clearly see the difference. This one or this one. Or for instance, this one I printed with undried filament. And then we've got one which was a lot better, but still you can see, let me see if I can focus. Here we go. Quite some stringing, and also these blobs on this side you can see. Same as this one. You can see these little tentacles on the side. And this one, I think, looks pretty clean. Also the towers, let's see if I can focus. They look pretty nice and even. Top is nice. Again, I am pretty pleased with the results. So far this printer, I would call it a no-nonsense printer because it just does what it needs to do. And that for even under 300 euros. Yeah, so far I cannot complain. So next up is this tolerance test. On this side I will use my calipers to measure the dimensions. This should be exactly, I think, 25 millimeters on both directions. And on this side I've got a round block and a square block. And this one will go from 0.25 all the way up to 0.05. So I will measure this using the blocks to see if it gets stuck somewhere along the way. If it's a perfect fit, that's really nice. But if it's stuck somewhere in the middle, I can see exactly how tight the tolerances are on this printer. Again, I did not change anything. I did not recalibrate it. It's just the initial setup, so the bed leveling and such. For the rest, I will just leave it default as I always do. So the print is ready. Let me take it out. Let me see if I can remove it, and I can. And bend this one. It's pretty stuck. I printed it on the smooth side, so also the bottom I think looks pretty nice and smooth. I did print it on different filaments. This one, you can see it's a little bit different because I don't have so much of this left, but that should not be any issue. I do like the numbers though. If you can see these numbers, these are nice and clear. Let me put it this way. Where these ones, let me see if I can focus, are a little bit more difficult to read. I think this is because of the type of filament and the color, but I do really like this one. Nice and clean print. So let's have a closer look. You can see a few things. You can clearly see, as I also mentioned in the beginning, the first layer is pretty squished. So you can see this, it looks a little bit like a brim, but I think it's just the first layer because it's squished, so it's a little bit wider. So I can just take it off using this deburring tool. Just go like this and then you can take it off. So no issues there. That's pretty easy to do. I can recommend a tool like this. Just go on the sides like this and you can take it off. You can see on the top, let me show you here. The top infill looks a little bit, yeah, under extruded, or there should be a little bit more, yeah, on the top. But that's not the purpose of this test. You can see here it's 0.25 all the way up to 0.05. Let me first do the square one. You can see, if you look closely, there are some lines over here. So it looks like a little, no, it doesn't feel like it. It looks like there's a little edge on there. But let me see how it does. First do the 0.25 and I can push it through. No problem. Let me try again. No issue there. Then the 0.20. Also, I can push it through, no problem. 0.15, can push it through, no issue. 0.10, also no problem. And the 0.05, also no problem. So this is a very good score, if you ask me. Now this one, the round one, again you can see there's a little line, not sure. I think it's on the same height as this one. 0.25, no issues. 0.20, no issues. 0.15, no issues. 0.10, no issues. And 0.05, no issues. So this is, I think, a perfect score. This is right up there with the Anycubic, this one. Here you can also see this is a little bit better, I think, because this is a little bit smoother. You can see this one without pressing it, it just goes through. And the round one I need to press a little bit, just like the one from the Elegoo. So I still feel that the S1, the Anycubic, is a little bit better, but just very marginal. Yeah, also the bottom looks nice. Again, this is the smooth side of the build plate. The top infill, again, I think this could be a little bit better. And also the sides look very nice. Let me check this one. Let me measure this one using the calipers. I will put it in here so you can follow along. And this is, oh, this is 30 millimeters, not 25. You can see this is spot on. And well, I would have expected this. And this one, if I just press it a little bit, you can see this is again spot on. So I will rate this very high. This Centauri Carbon really impresses me. Again, less than 300 euros current price. And then, yeah, being this accurate, and until now, everything that I've printed came out very nice. So far I'm pretty happy with this printer. So because this printer's got a brass hardened steel nozzle, it can also print abrasive filaments. So I want to do a test using some carbon fiber ASA. This one is from Erie One. This is still sealed, so there's no moisture inside. So that cannot be any issue. I will load this filament and I will do a print, and I will show you this once this is ready. So I've just finished printing the carbon fiber, and let me answer your first question. Can this printer print carbon fiber? Yes, it can. However, I did have some issues. The initial one that I tried, this one, it started out very nice, as you can see. This is the bottom layer, and it was set to 90 degrees bed temperature and 260 degrees nozzle temperature. And just after it started, it got loose from the bed. So I had to stop the print. Tried it again. I had the same issue. This one, similar, got loose, so I had to stop it. Then I cleaned the bed to make sure that the bed was not dirty. And I tried again using the same temperatures. And you can see this one was already a lot better. However, on this edge you can see it lifted and then it popped off. So I had to stop it again. Did the same one, extra cleaning. And you can see this one is even a little bit higher. But again, on this edge it popped off. and then I had to stop the print. Then I changed the temperature to the bed temperature to 110 degrees, so a little bit higher. I changed the position to the front of the bed to make sure it was not something on the bed itself. And then I could finish the print, and as you can see, it looks very nice. I did also add a brim, a 2mm brim for extra adhesion. You can see the bottom layer looks very nice. Also the sides, no complaints there. It looks pretty nice, I think. And also the top infill is okay. However, I still had some issues at this corner. Let me see if I can show you this using these calipers. If I put a straight edge on here, you can see, let me see if I can change the angle a little bit. Yeah, here you can see it. It lifted on this side where my pinky is. So it still had some issues with the bed adhesion, but I could see, I could finish the print, and it looks very nice. The issue is, I think, the temperature of the enclosure. I closed it and I got the temperature up to 28 degrees, and I think I need about 40 to 50 degrees enclosure temperature to make sure that this one will adhere correctly. So I could maybe close down the back side where the fan is. There's an opening, so the temperature cannot rise maybe enough. So that could be a solution. Maybe a glue stick, I can try this as well. But again, the printer does print carbon fiber without any issue. I'm still pretty happy with the result, but I need to figure out how to solve the bed adhesion. If you have any idea or maybe a solution, let me know in the comment section. Always nice to read your comments, and maybe if we can help each other out, it's appreciated. So another thing I really like about this printer is its speed. And when I say speed, I do not mean the actual printing speed, because it is a fast printer, 500 millimeters a second. It works like a charm, and it's really smooth. But I mean the time between you actually start a print and it really prints. Because in some printers, when you do this, it will take several minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes before it actually starts printing. And also when you cancel a print and you restart it, for whatever reason, this printer, I think it takes maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes max, before it actually starts reprinting. And again, with another brand I tested this, it took almost 10 minutes before it just started reprinting. It was purging, and then wiping, doing all sorts of things. But this one is just, I don't know, it just does what it needs to do. So next I will use some PETG. This is PETG from MacPow. Nice and colorful, as you can see. So let me take off the print and show you this up close. Here we go. As you can see, the bottom looks very nice. And this is PETG. Little bit of stringing over here, but very minimal. Inside looks very nice as well. So again, this one, it turned out great, without any issue, no problem whatsoever using PETG. And I just used the standard default settings, used generic PETG profile in the slicer software, didn't change anything. It was printed at, I think, 80 degrees bed temperature and 256 Celsius nozzle temperature. And again, the filament was not dried, it was just in the box. So I'm currently printing this wire basket. This is a great test to see if the machine has good retraction or not, because all these openings, it needs to retract, then move to the second position and then start printing again. So you can see whether it has some blobs. Also very good to see if there's stringing, because all these openings, there might be stringing inside. If you take a look at the bottom, it's nice to see how the first layer does. You can see this one is a little bit under extrusion. Also great to see how the bed adhesion is, if it comes loose in the corner. So this is a nice test. For this test I'm using Erie one matte PLA. This is Hyper-PLA. I really like this one. I like the matte filaments. This one is called olive green. You can see this one. Great filament. I've got more colors from Erie one, and I really like them. If you like this filament, I will put a link in the description of my video where you can find this. This is a 2-hour print, so once this is ready, I will take it out and I will show you the results. Again, this filament has not been dried. It's just out of the box, and that's it. So let's see what the result is once this is ready. So let me show you the print so far. As you can hear, maybe on the video, the fans at the back, the auxiliary fan, is really blowing like crazy, and I think it does a very good job. It really cools the whole print, so that's nice. And it is a bit loud, but it has good results. So you can see this is the print so far. I can already see a little bit of stringing, and also on the corners maybe over here, but let's see up close when it is ready. But for the rest it looks pretty nice. So the print is ready. In total it took 1 hour and 46 minutes, so a little bit less than 2 hours. Let me take it off. You can see it's still on the build plates. I will let it cool down a little bit. You can already see a little bit of stringing, but I think it does look nice. So let me see if I can bend it, and I can. So I can take it off. Let me put this back. Don't forget to remove this one before you start printing again. So it does look very nice. Again, let me show you this up close. You can see some stringing over here, but this is not an issue. You can just remove it without any problem. If you put a heat gun on this, it will all be gone. The bottom layer is really, really nice. Let me compare it to this one. This one I printed on the Artillery M1. And if you take a look at the bottom, you can see, compare it to this one, I think it's a huge difference. This is just, the first layer is just under extruded. And this one looks very nice. Again, I already saw this with the first line. It is a really nice squishy line, and that results in a very nice and flat bottom. Also this one, the bed adhesion was perfect. I really like the smooth surface of the build plate. You can see very straight. Also on the top it looks very nice, and all the holes, if you take a look at the top of these holes, all the overhangs, they look great. Let me see if I can compare this one as well. This is also not a bad print, but I think this looks a little bit more rough than this, in my opinion. Let me see if you can see the difference. This one is the Artillery. This one is the Elegoo. So I am really happy again with this result. Yeah, I cannot say it enough. For me, this printer, I don't know, I really like it. Little less than 300 euros, and it just prints as I would like it to do. And yeah, nothing more, nothing less. And that's what I expect from a printer. You load a file, you load the filament, you just print it, and that's it. It doesn't need to have more options, in my opinion, if it just prints what it needs to print. And all the fancy extras, I don't know, it can only break down. I like the no-nonsense approach of this printer. So for the next test, I want to do a print in place. This is a flexi snake, something like this, where you print it in one piece and then it's just flexible. As I'm trying to do as many different filament types and brands in this video, I will again switch filaments. This time I will use filaments from Cheeto Systems. This is a glow in the dark, multicolor, as you can see. It's pretty fun to do. This is a PLA. So I will load this one in the machine, and then we will print this snake. It is normally an hour and 50 minutes to finish this snake. So once this is ready, I will show it to you. I do like these plastic reels from Cheeto. I know it's not good for the environment. Paper is better, but I do not really like the carton spools. If you drop them by accident, if they are damaged, they will wobble if you put it in a multicolor system. So I really like these these ones. So the print in place, the flexi snake is also ready. Let's have a look. It is still on the bed, as you can see. Let me see if I can take it off, and I can. And it came out very nice. The bottom layer, you can see again, very nice infill. For the rest, the top layer, let me see if I can focus. Come on. Here we go. This one looks very nice. Also the overhang on here, no issue. Really nice and clean. Let me compare it to the other one. I think, if you ask me, this one, the overhang, looks better than this one. Here you can see a little bit of the layers. Over here on this side, you can see these layers. I don't see this over here. And of course, this is different color filament. But I think in general, it looks really, really nice. Also the top, you can see a little bit of stringing. But again, very minimal. You can really easily get this off. All the parts are loose, like they are intended to be. The color is nice. Again, this is the Cheeto Systems. This is a glow-in-the-dark filament. I will show you a picture later in this video what it looks like in the dark. But it's really fun to print with this filament. Everything works. I don't know. I just keep repeating myself, but I really like this printer. So so far, everything that I tested on this one, it just came out fine. The only thing again was the carbon fiber with the bed adhesion, but I think it just has to do with the temperature, the enclosure temperature. So it would have been nice if this one had a heated chamber, but yeah, for 300 euros, you cannot expect this, I guess. But for the rest, yeah, it just works very, very well. So this glow-in-the-dark filament from Cheeto Systems is really fun to use. Let me show you a photo over here what it looks like in the dark. Especially if you put this in front of a spotlight for a few minutes, then it will really glow for quite some time. I've got different colors. This is the rainbow one. I also got the white one. And it's pretty fun to use. So with this last print, I would like to end my video. So what do I think about this Centauri Carbon from Elegoo? I know I've said it many times already in this video, but I really like this printer. I think it's just a basic no-nonsense printer. It just does what it needs to do. It is quick, no problems there. So between the time that you start a print and it's actually printing, it is really minimal compared to other printers who sometimes take 7-8 minutes, even the single color ones. I really like the double-sided, so the smooth and the textured side. This really has a very good bed adhesion, the smooth side. I've tried different filaments from different brands. I had no problem whatsoever printing these filaments, even carbon fiber. It did have some issues with the bed adhesion. And again, I think it has to do with the room temperature. So if this could have been a little bit higher, I think that would be fine as well. Touch panel, very responsive, it works great. I also like the fact if you are, for instance, loading, unloading filament, you can just go to another menu without any issues. It just switches back and it knows where it was. So I really like that. The door, I would have liked the door to be able to open a little bit further. You can go online, get some files, print it out and change the hinges. But this is always a little bit risky when having tempered glass. So, but for the rest, it works fine, it closes nicely. Top layer, it's nice that there's clearance between the PTFE tube and the glass. The filament runout sensor, it works, it's just, it moves up and down, it just, I don't know, you load it and it does its job, no problems there. Connectivity, wireless connection, no issues, no hiccups whatsoever. I think inside, let me show you what I mean. It could have been a little bit nicer, but that's just nitpicking. If you take a look at the cables, for instance, let me get my camera on there. You can see the cables, they run over there. I think it would be nicer if they would put a little cover over this. But again, this is just nitpicking. So also there, no problem. I've printed many different things just for testing. PETG, carbon fiber, Hyper-PLA from different brands, glow in the dark. Also the stringing test and the this one, it turned out really nice. So the tolerances are very good on this machine. without changing any setting. I don't know, I keep repeating myself, but I really like this printer. It's built pretty nicely, sturdy machine, it doesn't wobble, also during high-speed printing. Yeah, so what more can I say? I can really recommend this printer. If you go for a basic printer, single color, with the multicolor option, because you have the option to expand, I could recommend this. I think the LED light inside, it's only a small bit. It does work, and also the time-lapse videos, they seem to look fine, at least during my recording. But I think if they added another light on the other side, maybe that would be a little bit better, because it's only a small strip like this big. But again, that's nitpicking. The fan at the back, it really works very well, but it makes quite some noise. If you leave the door open, let's say during PLA printing, you can really hear this fan. So you can close it if you want, or just leave it. And but it's not a printer that you just leave in the same room where you sleep overnight. I would say you need to put it somewhere else if the auxiliary fan is on. But it does do its job, and that's, I think, more important than the noise level, because it just works. It cools the print, the printed object during printing, and yeah, that makes for a nice result. So if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. I will try to answer them when I can. I will put some links to this product with coupon codes for the combi deals, so including Filament. So if you like it, go check it out. Yeah, I think that's it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.